Welcome to ICA's video channel, taking the message of Jesus Christ to the world. For more information, go to our website at icahk.org.
A big welcome to all of you here at ICA. I'm so glad to see you here this morning, especially also our online viewers. This is a very special Sunday. And I just want you to know that this service today has been well prepared by our team. In fact, throughout this week, this is really unusual that throughout this week, our worship team, our media team have been putting extra effort. Literally on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, on Saturday, the big rehearsal, and right here, right now, this morning. And just join me in giving them a big hand just to appreciate them. Praise God. And this morning, we are wrapping up our series, Life in the Kingdom. And today, I'm so excited because I can't wait to share with you the climax of this series. And we are talking about self-control. In fact, the story was told about D.L. Moody, the great evangelist, one day. A few people came to him and asked him, "Evangelist, among all the people in your life, in your ministry, who is the one that give you the most trouble?" He thought for a moment, he thought for a second, and he turned around and he said so sincerely and so humbly, he said, "The person that I have most trouble with is myself. The person that I have most trouble with is myself." This morning, I just want to come before you and I would say, and I would echo the same words. You see, friends, the person that I have most trouble with today, this morning, when I woke up, is myself. Because I don't feel like coming to church. I don't feel like getting up to preach a message. I don't feel like praying yesterday night. I feel like doing the things that what everyone would like to do on a Saturday night. I'm sure for each one of us here today, as you're viewing this message, that you too would agree humbly that the person that you have most trouble with is yourself. Not me, not your spouse, not your friends, not your colleague, but yourself. If you would agree with me, so stay tuned with me and just pay attention, because this morning we're going to just come before the Lord, and I believe that the Lord is going to help us address that and also give us a remedy of that. You see, friends, I share with you that the person that I have most trouble with every day, all the time, is myself. And really, what is the problem? What is the issue with myself? I thought about it and I say, really, all the time when I have trouble with myself, bottom line is really the lack of self-control. The lack of self-control. Well, I remember that one time I was on a flight to the U.S. I was on United Airlines. And, just to let you know, possibly you may not realize this, I love cranberry juice. Throughout that flight, I kept on drinking cranberry juice. Every time when the flight attendant would come to me and ask me, "Sir, what would you like?" I said, "Cranberry juice." That flight, unusually, that 14-hour flight, I don't even know how many bottles of cranberry juice. And guess what happened? I lacked self-control. And throughout that trip in the U.S., I got heartburn. Oh, I feel like I got gastric pain. I feel like I got all kind of problems in my stomach throughout that week. Literally, not for a day, but for the whole week in the U.S. That was quite memorable. I learned that one lesson, the importance of self-control. 15 years ago, some of you may not realize this, I was diagnosed with mild diabetes. And the problem was that I was lacking in self-control. I was eating a lot of sugar. I was eating so much sugar. I put in a lot of sugars in my coffee, literally a few cups of coffees every morning. And as a result, because of my a lack of self-control, I went for the checkup that year, and my doctor gave me a bad news. He said, "You are borderline diabetic. If you don't control your sugar intake next year, when you come back to see me, I will prescribe medication. In fact, I would suggest maybe even now you should be taking medication unless you change your lifestyle." Wow. Today we want to talk about self-control. Say with me, self-control. I believe that you're convinced by now that all of us do need to exercise and to have this discipline in your life. The Greek word in the Bible, the Greek word self-control, literally means to get a hold of or to get a grip on. It is like me gripping on this microphone right now. The moment I let go of this microphone, it would drop on the floor. All right? And you won't be hearing me speaking. So self-control, imagine with me, it is like me holding this microphone and holding it tight. You see, that time when I was drinking cranberry juice and taking in a lot of sugar, I wasn't holding on and having a good grip of my life. Cranberry overtook my life. Sugar and coffee and high intake of sugar and candies overtook my life. I wasn't in control. In fact, sugar had a control over me, was holding and have a strong grip over me. This morning, some of us here, maybe it is your work. Maybe it's your passion, your hobby for something, some toys or some games or whatever that is. Maybe for some of us, even money. Whatever that is out of control will destroy your life. Whatever that is out of control in your life and in my life will destroy not only our lives, but also destroy the lives of the people around us, our relationships with our loved ones especially. So, self-control is to get a hold of or to get a grip on. So literally, to get your hands on something until you are in control. Amen? Say with me, I want to be in control of my life. Wow. Do you notice that most of the time, we talk about trying to control the people in our lives rather than controlling our own lives? Parents, let's be quick to admit, we try to control. We try to rule over our children's life. In fact, we feel that is our job, our obligation, our responsibility. For some of us, your loved ones, spouses, we try to control our spouse. We try to tell them what to wear, what to eat and what not to eat. All right? And sometimes, and obviously all the time, the intentions is really very good. But the problem is that we can't even control our own lives. What more the people around us? So this morning, I want us to just relax and just think of ourselves. Is it all right? Is it okay? I'm speaking to all of us here. Now, Proverbs chapter 25, verse 28 said this: a man without self-control is like a city broken in two and left without walls. A man without self-control is like a city broken in two and left without walls. You see, cities are safer and stronger because they have walls. But the problem is that when there are no walls, the city becomes vulnerable and obviously weaker. So in this message, just think with me, self-control is likened as the walls in our lives. When we have a lack of self-control, we have a weak wall, a thin wall, or even no walls to protect us. Then we become vulnerable, we become weaker, not safe and unprotected. And it is very insecure to be feeling that way. So the lack of self-control makes us weak, obviously. Wow. But when there are walls around us, we have self-control, we feel stronger, we feel secure, and most of all, we feel happier. Did you notice that? We feel happier. You see, nowadays when I take a flight, I stop drinking cranberry juice. I just drink plain water. I feel happier with myself. I feel good. I feel healthier. Nowadays when I drink coffee, no more sugar. I feel happier. And I only take 1 cup of coffee a day. You see, the same is true when you are in control of your finances, when you're in control of your habits, your passions, you turn out to be a happier as well as a healthier person. Would you agree with me? All right? So if self-control is important and it is not impossible today, then how can I attain self-control? If you're asking that question, then look at the passage from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 14. Paul here speaking, he said, for the love of Christ controls me. Say with me, controls me. For the love of Christ controls me because we have concluded this, that one has died for all, therefore all have died. In verse 15, and he died for all, and that those who live might no longer live for themselves, but for him who for their sake died and was raised. Wow. Did you notice Paul tells us that as for him, he exercises self-control. He built walls around himself to protect and to make him safer and not vulnerable and weaker by allowing the love of Jesus Christ to overpower him and to control him.
We hope you enjoyed this sermon preview. The full-length sermon video is available on audio podcast at our website www.icahk.org or purchase a copy at our online shop.